everyone, welcome to another edition of Cornwall Freemasons Lodge in the Lounge sessions. I'm Sebastian Oakley, the Provincial Communications Officer for the Province of Cornwall, and today I'm delighted to bring you the third question in our 6 complimentary episodes. This question is, what is your most memorable place you have visited in Freemasonry?
Again, this is really difficult to pin down. I guess it has to be visiting my grandfather's lodge up in Lewington in Hampshire. I went with a couple of good friends of mine, Adrian Walters and Royston Dower, and my dad, and he's actually a member still there. And to go along to that meeting, and it was a 3rd degree ceremony they were having, and there were 70 people dining, which is quite usual just for a normal meeting. That was incredible. Obviously, going to the Royal Albert Hall for the 300th celebration, and standing at the front of the cathedral in our local celebrations.
I suppose the grandest place, most awe-inspiring, is the Grand Temple in Great Queen Street. But if we're talking about, say, Cornwall in particular, I would say without hesitation, King Arthur's Hall, Tintagel. To work that temple as the Provincial Grand Director of Ceremonies, which I did on several occasions, including the banner dedication up there, is just terrific. Really love that building.
Oh wow! So my Masonic journey has only been quite short, to be fair, over the last 5 years. So I haven't actually done a huge amount. But I think going into the temples is a big one for me. And I think my favourite one, or my most wow factor one, is the one in St. Austell, because it was a real huge impact. It's got lots of neat and tidy and definitive parts to it, and there's a few little secrets in there that I won't give away that made a ceremony that I went to quite quite a shock, to be honest.
The most memorable place I visited in Freemasonry has to be Oxford University Lodge, Apollo Lodge. It was a real experience to see something done in a very different, I was going to say a modern forward-thinking way, but they've actually been established for 200 years. But it was an excellent visit.
The one that springs to mind is the province of Jersey in St Helier at their annual installation meeting several years ago. I visited this as my role as Provincial Grand Secretary. As you know, the Channel Islands were occupied by the Nazis during the war, and during this time the Masonic buildings and other buildings were systematically looted of their fine furnishings. When liberation took part in 1945, and after several decades, the Masonic building has been restored to its former glory. And if you ever get a chance to visit, then do so. Visitors are made especially welcome.
Impressive temple is difficult. There are many impressive temples within our province, within the UK, but probably Freemasons Hall in London would have to be the most impressive temple that I have visited.
Most memorable place I visited in Freemasonry, I do a lot of visiting, and I would encourage anyone to visit other lodges. But some of the most memorable ones is the St Mellion Lodge, who meet in Mullion Cove Hotel. Their install is just fantastic, but we always take our wives, stay in the hotel the night, and to see everyone the next day as well, it just makes it that extra bit special. It's a fantastic place to visit. And also Tintagel, King Arthur's Castle, to a Masonic meeting in Tintagel again is a very, very special place, and it's so worth visiting.
Thank you to all the brethren that took part in this complimentary episode. There will be another episode next week. In the meantime, brethren, stay safe.